Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 95 of CrossButton VR, our journey into the world of VR. Now, I'm your host, Laurie, and it is an honor to be joined by one of the most festive influencers in the metaverse. It's Reece. How are you?
I should have got a Christmas hat. Like,
Come on, it's Christmas.
I don't think I've
this
got anything
episode...
Christmassy. I don't even have a Christmas sweater. Damn.
You bah humbug. Yeah, this episode is going out on Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas Eve to everyone watching this thing. Maybe you are saving this episode, you're going to watch us on Christmas Day, in which case, feel very sorry for you if that's going to be your Christmas Day entertainment, is me and Reece. But hey, you may want to do that, and that's cool. Maybe you go for a run on Christmas Day, and maybe we'll keep you company. I hope you got some lovely gifts and presents, and that your turkey is not overcooked, because no one likes dry turkey, Reece. No one.
Yeah. No one at all.
Talking about turkeys, what game are we discussing this week? Hey, no, it's Christmas, but just so people think we're not weird, we are recording this one straight after we recorded episode 94, just because we want to have some time off over Christmas. We've all had a very, we've had a bit of it.
Been one of those years. It's been
a few weeks to end the year off, so we're just getting this one in the bag and we're putting this out. And also because we've been playing, or you've been playing a game that we couldn't talk about last week, so because it came out, that episode came out, 94 came out just before embargo. So
as it usually does, it seems, with every single game.
Well, we could change it, couldn't we, the day we release, but that would be too easy. So let's jump into our review chats. Before we do though, just remind everyone, I can't bother to say it, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Follow all that. Just, you know,
he's winging it this episode.
Like and subscribe. Follow us everywhere. Tell your mum and dad about us. You've got your family over at Christmas. Maybe put us on the speaker on your Alexa, and just everyone can listen to us. Hello to all the family listening for the first time. Sorry, it's just me and Reece.
Go back 95 episodes to the first episode and enjoy the whole lot of it.
Yeah, you can see. You can find out the lore. Find out who this Ben guy is that we mentioned sometimes.
CrossButton VR lore.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Warhammer, but darker. Actually, I don't think it's possible.
If only we could get Henry Cavill on there. That would be good.
Oh, mate. Do you imagine? Do you think he's played VR?
We've already had one, Henry. There's no better in Henry's stock there. Anyway, what are we talking about? Alien game.
Rogue Incursion.
Rogue Incursion.
That's the one, yeah. I had to turn around and look at my TV screen to definitely make sure that was a title, because even though I know it's a title, I keep forgetting when I say it, because it just doesn't sound right in my head.
Tell me, right, you've been telling me you've been playing this. Tell me what you think about it, Reece. Tell me the good, the bad, everything. Go on.
Right. In the first hour of playing, it was very mixed emotions.
Okay.
Very mixed. So let me paint the picture, the way the game starts, the way it looks. So the environment looks pretty decent. You kind of start off outside and you go into this base, and you're in the darkened corridors, lights flickering, electric shortages on boxes and things like that. It really sets the tone of this being an alien game. And it does. It looks really good in that sense. And then you go closer to some surfaces and things like that, and you wish you didn't go closer to them surfaces, because I think I went close to one of them, and I think I was actually recording it at the time to get some B-roll, and I actually left my microphone on, and the microphone picked me up going, oh, that looks shit. And it sounds bad, but these are things you're probably not going to notice when playing, because you're not going to be walking up and going, oh, and looking at every single surface, because the main reason why this game is dark, because that's how all the alien movies are, these dark settings, and it works well. And to be fair, it looks great in the headset. There's a little bit of mirror on the PSVR2, but not enough like other games that I played where, it's not as bad as Phasmophobia with the mirror on that. I was like, oh, like this I see a little bit every now and then, but I'm going to be honest, I completely wiped it from my head. I feel like it's getting to the point where I know mirror is there, but I've become so acceptable of it at this point now to just kind of push on through and enjoy the game for what it is. And I know some people do struggle with that, but I'm going to be honest, it's not the worst mirror I've had on a PSVR2 game. So yeah, in the first hour, I was kind of trying to admire some of the surroundings, things there. And there is things to admire. I think I like the setting that they're kind of putting it up. It does feel like you're in an alien movie walking through some of these things, and especially when you get to the alien hives and you see all that stuff over the walls, and it does. It gives you that feeling of being in an alien movie.
So, are you a big alien fan?
I've got the box set. I've not watched Romulus yet.
Okay.
I need to.
You're a true fan, then, are you? Call yourself a fan?
Well, it's a different director, so I haven't bothered yet.
Yeah. Sounds like it's no bad thing. It's just moved away from Ridley Scott.
No, I need to watch Romulus. It's on the list of things to watch. But the missus wants to watch it, so it's whenever she wants to get round to watching it is when I will watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am a fan of the
I thought it's important context to understand how.
I feel like you'd appreciate. I don't feel like this is a game you're going to get much enjoyment from if you're not a fan of Alien. I don't feel like there would be a purpose for you picking up this game if you're not a fan of Alien, other than it just being an alien shooting game that you have no idea of what Weyland-Yutani are and all these different things that are going to be mentioned and all the different logs that you can read on the computers. All this will just kind of go over your head and you'll have no idea and you'll be like, who the hell's that? Who's Ripley? Why are they talking about Ripley? Like it's these
so they are
things.
referencing.
Yeah, Ripley's referenced. There's a lot of references. I'm trying, but I mean, it's not a major.
No spoilers.
I mean, that's not really a I mean, we are actually recording this. Oh, actually, this will be out a week after the game's dropped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll probably have finished it by then.
I won't have done. So don't. I'm listening to you now. We're not in the future now.
You don't like scary games.
True. I don't. I like Alien though. Is there an easy mode? That's my question for you. Is there an easy mode?
Yes, there is an easy mode. Easy, normal, hard, and insane.
How hard is normal? Are you playing on normal?
I'm playing on normal, and I'm going to be honest with you. Unless there's multiple aliens, you're absolutely fine. Like 4 shots with a revolver, just shoot your pulse rifle at them. I'm going to be honest with you. Hearing the gun sounds of this game is just stunning. Like I love it. I love hearing the pulse rifle.
Yeah, what you're saying sounds like it's really good. I don't. It's not kind of matching up with. Like it sounds great. Like great
sounds
fan
great. Should we get to the mixed emotion part then?
Yeah, go on then.
So what really made me go and just kind of make me have that sigh while playing it was, yes, we saw this and we knew that it was going to be more of a shooting action game, but the rate that these aliens spawn at, and I mean, it goes from being cool little action to just being quite frustrating because you'll be walking around to go do the next bit of your objective, and then next another 2 aliens spawn. You're like, you didn't need to be there. Like I didn't need you to jump in just yet. And I think that this is the reason for it. Why it's kind of not frustrating me. It's more just making me go, nah, just calm it down a bit. Alien, the environment builds up suspense of when an alien is going to come. It's always been in the movie. That suspense is always there of when these aliens are going to attack. And that's what you want from this VR game. You want that bit of suspense. I'm not saying I want this to be full-on over-the-top horror, but you want that suspense so you go, oh, I feel like something's following me. I can hear something in the vent. Is it actually there? Let's pull out the heartbeat monitor and check. I used the heartbeat monitor maybe 5 or 6 times so far in playing this. And I just want to say, at this time of recording, I haven't finished the game yet. I'm about 75% way through it. And yeah, in that 75%, I've probably used the heartbeat sensor about 5 times. Because you hear them walking through the vents, and then what I would have liked is to hear them walk through the vents. It startles you, and then they actually go. They've scrapped off to another area. But instead, every time you hear them, you know they're going to attack, and it kind of adds that. You lose that suspense that this game is going to have because it just takes it away every time. And I think that's what I'm not enjoying. I wish there was more suspense, and there is some moments where you'll be doing some stuff, and it stops the spawn. And then you feel a little bit of suspense there because you're doing something, you kind of hear something, you're like, is it going to spawn? But then because you've seen them spawn in dozens before, you're like, oh, okay, it's going to spawn. And that's what it becomes this almost like a wave shooter in a sense. Not that it's bad, and I think this comes from a level of expectation of what I wanted from the game or what I was expecting from the game. And like we said, we knew it was going to be a shooter. But I was expecting maybe shoot 5 aliens, progress through this eerie corridor that's going to make me feel very unsettled, and then maybe there's going to be a few more aliens. The way these aliens spawn will make you just go, pew, 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 on to the next lot, and then it's literally that. It
makes them a bit cheap and...
And the thing is...
You kind of feel like, it sounds like you would rather have like more scarcity of ammo and like be a bit more tense and...
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I'd appreciate that a lot more. And I'm not saying I want it to be how Alien Isolation was, Because, I mean, although that in VR would be absolutely terrifying, but I don't want them to copy that formula. They don't need to. They need to make something different, different from, that one following you around. I'm happy with this kind of having a load of aliens.
It's almost like the pendulum swung too far.
Yeah, calm it down a little. Let me enjoy the suspense, this wonderful darkened corridor that you've created with these flickering lights that just seems eerie for me to want to explore even further.
Do they aliens, when they sort of run at you, are they quite hard to do they dart around quite a lot? They're quite hard to track and shoot. Do they have to jump behind you and stuff? Do they
can do. They can do. Right.
Is the AI good, or do they just sort of see you and then run at you and you just have to point and shoot at them?
Heavily depends. So, right, let's put it this way. So, say if you're standing near one of their points of where they may spawn or a point where they may be able to climb, then yes. If you're standing near that, then they might run towards you. You'll shoot them a few times, and they might run back and climb on the wall and try and maneuver their way around. But majority of the time, if they've chased you away from a point where they have kind of this freedom of movement, then it just becomes this alien walking or crawling towards you, and you're like pew pew, and they're dead, and you're kind of like, that had no fear to me.
I mean, this sounds great to me. This sounds fantastic. I don't want to be living in fear for my life. And
there has been times during the game that have made me jump and made me go, kind of situations. And there was one that I keep remembering, and it was this bit where I backed myself against the wall because there was a horde of them coming towards me. There's a certain part in the story where there's a horde, and I was shooting at one of them, and I could hear another one, and I looked to my right and I couldn't see it, and I literally looked to my left, and this alien's face, probably about that close to my face, and I shat myself. I was darted back on a bit, and then but the thing is, in my mind, I'm like, how long could he have been there for? Was he just waiting? Was he not going to attack? Was this all part of his... in my mind, it's like, this AI is really good, trying to kind of think it out. I'm going to say the AI is above average of some AI I've seen in VR games. I really like the way they kind of crawled along the ceiling, then would kind of just drop on top of you. Getting killed by an alien in this game, I think people are going to enjoy that in a weird way.
Is that quite stressful in VR? Do you get like smacked by the face, or just do you get
probably,
the little alien mouth jump out and sort of
probably the first time it happens, you're gonna be like, oh no, kind of thing. I have dealt with the face huggers. I thought they were going to trigger me more than they actually did.
They're a bit spidery.
Yeah, that was my worry. But no, I was absolutely fine with them. But again, I don't want to talk about a certain scene that happens because I feel like that's kind of one of them VR as fucked up of moments you're going to have. Like, you won't experience that anywhere else unless you kind of experience it in VR type of thing. But again, I mean, unless you kind of maybe own a face hugger, you might experience it a different way. It's cool.
And you say you're 75% of the way through. How long has it taken you, Jay?
I'm going to say, it says I've played for 4 hours when I look at the PlayStation.
Okay, so maybe about a 6-hour game then.
Yeah, I'm thinking 6 hours. Now, what I did notice when starting this up, it comes up Alien Rogue Incursion Part 1.
Really?
Yes.
What? That feels like a bit of breaking news. Did we know it was Part 1?
No, there was no mention of this anywhere, to my knowledge.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm happy with them making sequels to this. Like, this feels cool enough for them to kind of expand upon. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I've run into recording this. At the time I'm playing a pre-release build. Obviously, by the time it's out, I'm sure that they have been very hands-on with asking people if they've had any issues and things like that. I've only encountered one issue, and it was quite a severe issue because I did think it was going to break my game. I managed to fix it by killing myself and reloading back into the area and then it working. But literally, I feel like the only thing they need to do is if they did Part 2, they can make it more horror orientated, or they could really change up the gameplay elements if they wanted to. But yeah, because I was looking at the trophies as well, and it says complete Part 1. I'm like, complete Part 1 of the game, and then I was looking for Part 2 of the game. I'm trying to.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's excited me, but at the same point, I'm like, this is just a huge surprise. It's going to be like they've not called it Alien Rogue Incursion Part 1 or anything like that. And it's baffled me. But at the same point, it excited me for what they're doing next with this game and how they're going to play it out next. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. And I think that's the sad fact. I don't think every Alien fan is going to appreciate this game. And I think I don't know,
because I think this sounds like the sort of game that will pull in people who aren't normally VR players, and they'll want to have a go on this. And they'll probably think, let's make it a bit more accessible and a bit more sort of fun and enjoyable rather than scary and stressful. It sounds like, from what you're saying, I obviously haven't played it yet. It's from what you're saying, that to me sounds like, okay, this is a game that we want to use to kind of push headsets. We're going to bring in new audiences to this, we hope. So let's make it a bit more kind of accessible. And yeah.
I mean, at the same point, we could also argue the fact of, like, with it being this action-packed game, like you said, maybe people didn't want an isolation. And to be fair, I think I would have struggled with an Alien Isolation in VR. I think that would have been like up there with Madison. And having this shooter,
you would have fucking loved it.
I think I would have really enjoyed it. And I feel like the AI still on Alien Isolation is probably some of the best AI I've seen for an Alien. And like I said, I wouldn't say the AI on this game is completely bad. But from what my understanding, or not my understanding, my perspective, I feel like a lot of people that are going to talk about this game are going to have very mixed views. It's not going to be what they were expecting. They're kind of hoping for something different. I feel like they might complain about some of the similar things. And I feel like for me, having some areas more with suspense probably would have made me happier. 75% way through the game, and I am kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I just kind of want this to end now, which is never really a good feeling to have, especially with something feeling quite short. But that's not so much because of how the game's playing. It's more because of the way the game's pacing. And it's like, okay, backtrack to this area to go get this. And you're having to run through all these different corridors, looking at your pad to see where you are on the map. And everybody knows in VR, backtracking can sometimes be fun, and it can sometimes be really, really boring. It's not really boring on this one. It kind of goes into the format of being a bit of a pain in the arse because of the way the map and the pad works. But again, running back through areas and just seeing aliens spawn at me again, I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm running to there, grabbing the objective and just sprinting back out, just because I feel like that will kind of get me to do that next section a little bit quicker. However, I feel like at the part I am in the game now, I feel like something big might be about to happen because something has been mentioned, and I'm like, okay, right, you've amped me up for something that's really cool that's going to happen. So I'm hoping by the time, when we come back in the new year, you'll hear me talking about exactly my final thoughts in this game, what I thought of it. But I'd say, for me, I'm enjoying it. The first hour, like I said, was very much I don't know, this is what I wanted. And then an hour in, I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying this now. I'm picking up on this. I'm getting right into aiming at the aliens, taking the shots at them, and doing the different objectives. And I'm intrigued in the story as well. The character, Zula, you play as, I'm intrigued in what's going to happen and things like that. I'm enjoying what's happening in the world around me, and I think that's gripping me again more than the gameplay. And that's always something really important for games like this to do. And like I said, they have to build upon this Alien franchise.
Well, yeah, from what everything you said to me, it sounds like to me it's a £33 game at launch, and I suspect they'll put that on sale fairly quickly. Because these things do tend to
PS Plus sale or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, but £33 for a 6-hour game, I think that's okay. I think that's good. I think if it's a well-polished, well-made game, and if they patch it and polish it up and make it run smoothly, especially if this is kind of part one, I think Sony will look to position this when you see like the kind of main franchises for the headset. They'll be like, look, you can get Horizon, you can get Resident Evil, you can get Gran Turismo, you can get Alien. I think it's the thing that people are like, okay, I really want to have a go at that because I can imagine Alien in VR. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. It'll be fun to do, and it'll be scary. And like, I bet this will, like, if Sony wanted to, they could advertise it really easily and make it look really fucking cool and exciting, and like, especially because Romulus has helped Alien franchise have a bit of a it's got the wind in its sails at the moment, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, with the part one thing, I'm going to say, unless it comes out and people watching this back, and like I said, at the point in playing this is pre-release. For whatever reason, they could remove that part one from the title. They could get it to the trophy title gets changed because that has been done before. That could have been something that was going to happen, is now not going to happen. I'm not too sure, but literally, when opening it and seeing that, I was like, oh my God, there's going to be more to this. And that's what keeps making me go, like, want to kind of finish the story to kind of see how they're going to extend
it's
upon it.
It's definitely going to end on a cliffhanger, right? So,
well, and unless for some reason that was something that was originally intended, and then they've kind of said, no, let's just do it as one part, and it's all changed. So take that with a grain of salt. But by the time you've watched this, you probably all have opened the game and went, okay, no, let's still say part one.
I mean, PSVR Without Parole. I've just googled to see about part one to see if there's any kind of confirmation on this. And the only thing I can see is a video from PSVR Without Parole just saying Incursion ... part one. What the fuck? What? Since when?
What? Okay, so there is, and that's, I think that's probably opening it up and seeing that was probably one of the most exciting things for me. Just know, because like I said, they could do so much different if they wanted to. They could change up the gameplay style, but I am enjoying it. I do kind of want to get to the end, and once I finish recording this tonight, I will be jumping back in to finish it up.
Can you just finish off talking about, you've been playing this with the gun stock, right?
Yes, I was about to touch on that, and the Armory R1, which I have got here.
Oh, please, can you send me that? Can you send me that when you finished it, and or ask because if I want to play this game, I want that. Cool.
I've been playing it with this just to mainly because I've been testing this for review. So I have been playing the whole game through with that, and I tell you what a joy. What an absolute joy to play this game with that. Like aiming the pulse rifle right to my shoulder and getting these shots on, using a shotgun, and
you're just really selling this game to me. I don't know, like I thought coming into this tonight, the things you've been saying on our WhatsApp group, I'm like, oh no, it sounds like it's going to be a bit rubbish. But what you said about this just sounds better and better.
Well, bear in mind, the first message I sent was because of the mixed emotion. The mixed emotions, again, might be for other people that are going to have that issue. But for me, I mean, I'm glad I've pushed on through that. I am. But yeah, using this with the gun stock, climbing ladders, shooting, throwing grenades. The grenades are really cool actually on it because they kind of work off like a proximity radius. Like you throw them on the floor, and when the alien walks into it, it just goes like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been using that stock while playing this game all the way through. I say all the way through, 75% of the time. I did actually load it up earlier on without the stock, and I didn't like it. I was like, okay, I really enjoy this stock. It just added that kind of like making this gun feel a bit more weighty. So yeah, really enjoying the Armory R1 so far. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll keep raving about that on some of the other games I've played, but I thought I'd give it a spin on a game that's like a story-based game, and even with just like holding it to the side and quickly fumbling around on the computers on the game, feel really good. But yeah, 75% of my time, 4 hours in this game with that stock. Yeah, it's really elevated that experience of making these weapons feel like I'm actually holding them in a sense.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, this one I certainly hope to check out myself, and I look forward to hearing your final conclusion thoughts, and I look forward to reading everyone else's reviews, which people will be able to check out by the time this podcast drops, because we are going to be quite late to play on this one, but worth the wait. Thank you for that, Reece.
Yeah. Have to wait. It's Christmas.
Well, exactly. Say, what more do you want Christmas is to hear
did you
about?
Want me to finish it prior to this episode, did you? Is that what it was?
No, it's fine. It's fine. So obviously we're recording this a week early, so we have no news to add since last week's episode. So if Sony have dramatically announced that they've sort of discontinued the PSVR2, or they've announced the PSVR3, which is blissful ignorance at this point, we don't know. So I thought we would just talk about...
It was Laurie's decision, not mine. Sorry, guys.
Well, I wanted to talk about the fact... Well, I play more non-VR games than I do in VR, just because it's more accessible, it's a bit easier, I can juggle it with other stuff. And I don't get an outlet to talk about that, Reece. I just want to have some way where I can talk about all the stuff that I've been playing. Until the fucking Mimics fail, invite me to come on there and talk about what I've been playing, the bastards. Which everyone should check out. New episodes every Thursday. Every time I do that.
I just wait at this point. I just wait for you to fumble. It's great.
Every Thursday for the Mimics fail. That's where you can find out your non-VR gaming discussion chats taking place. But as we don't preach on that podcast, I thought I would just hijack the rest of this episode because it is Christmas. We can do our own thing. We can do something special just to talk about what we've been playing. And it's timely what inspired this is because we had our 2024 wrap-ups. So I'll just share with you.
Oh, yes. Let me get mine as well.
What mine was. So my most played game on PS5 this year.
Start out. I want to hear the whole thing. Like the first game that started your January, because, do you remember the year starts in January?
Started in January. Well, Assassin's Creed Mirage started on January the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where the year started, in January. On the 1st as well. It was the first day of the year this year. The 1st of January, and I played Assassin's Creed. So I'm playing. Treat that was for me, get to play PS5 on New Year's Day with my kids around. I don't know how I managed that, but there we go. I did. And that does feature in my most played games of the year. So the next page is just the top 5 games. Hogwarts Legacy at 38 hours was my most played game of the year. And obviously not a new release this year, but I got around to playing it. It was brilliant. I loved that game.
I really enjoyed it.
The next game may well end up the year my most played because there's some DLC that I want to play, and that's Star Wars Outlaws. I think this might be my favourite game of the year, Reece. I really, really like Star Wars Outlaws. I know that's not a cool thing to say, but I don't care. I just like to play what I like. I don't follow the herd. But this is like, outside of VR, this is like laser targeted at me, kind of action adventure with an IP that I love and a loop that is just simple and fun and easy to just switch your brain off at the end of the day. It's like watching a Marvel movie. It's just like popcorn flick. It's popcorn gaming. It's just so, it's not like your horror games that are just going to stress me out. It's just so, it's just such a satisfying because you can play it and I can play it for an hour, and in that hour I can do 5 or 6 little missions and zip around, fast traveling around different planets, different maps, some in space. I can sneak into some Imperial bases. I can do some contracts with people. I can ride a speeder across a map at high speed, trying to deliver some packages before they go off. It's just such a good variety of things that I love. And you can just have, I'm going to do with the main story. I'm going to do some side quests. I'm going to go do this kind of side characters quest that he's got for me to do over here. It's great. So that was 37 hours. So it's only 1 hour behind Hogwarts, and I'm sure I'm going to play that for another hour or two in the next week or so because I have it.
So you wrapped again before the year's up?
Well, I could do no. I have finished the main quest on that one. Next up is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I got 34 hours in. This would have been my most played game of the year, but I put it down when they announced PS5 Pro, and that was kind of like, right, I'm going to stop playing this because I want to play it because it was really pissed me off that the 20-odd hours that I played before the Pro came out, it was so janky and just felt like you're kind of wading through sludge just like because it was so like juddery motion. It did not look good. It did not run. It was not well optimized for base PS5. But I'm pleased to say that it's now fantastic to play on PS5 Pro. It's night and day difference, so that's cool. I'm enjoying that. So that was that. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage, that was my 4th most played. You can see the definite type of game that I go for here. And then 5th was Astrobot.
Astrobot was on my list as well.
Game of the year there for the Game Awards. 20 hours.
Very well
on that
deserved.
one. I mean, I could say that was my favourite game as well. It's certainly up there. Star Wars Outlaws, I don't really, you can't really choose between them. They're so different. I like them both on any given day. So yeah, that was a fantastic game. So pleased that won Game of the Year as well. So that was my most played. I don't think there's much else. I'm an adventurer. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I was surprised Helldivers wasn't in your list.
Not in my most played. No, it's in there. That was hold on. We'll go through then just quickly. I'll just skip through the rest of this. There's not much else in here of interest, but I'm an adventurer. 50% playing action adventure games. I suppose that's not high to be honest, because that's all I feel like I play. In terms of the calendar, it was January was Assassin's Creed Mirage. February was Helldivers 2. March Hogwarts. May was Dave the Diver. That was a quality game. Love that. June, Final Fantasy. July, Final Fantasy. August, Final Fantasy. September was Astrobot. October was Star Wars. November was Star Wars. And December was back to being Final Fantasy again. Final Fantasy, I'm only about halfway through. That's going to probably be my most played game of next year as well. Fucking game. Just never ends. Ridiculous. There's a tab here about PS Plus. I don't be on PS Plus all year. The whole year I've racked up 285 hours, which is not a lot. I know, but there you go. 261 of that on PS5. 64 on PSVR2. So in terms of that's interesting because the split was much more 50-50 the year before. But it's definitely much more.
My year before never showed up PSVR2 at all. I was like, I was really frustrated about it. I was like, why is my PSVR2 data not on here?
Yeah, this can't be right actually. This doesn't add up because it's saying 285 in total, 261 on PS5 and 64 on PSVR2.
It's all over the place.
On the portal. But I suppose, are those VR hours counting towards the main hours? Guess that. No idea. Who cares? But yeah, that's my playtime. I see people with like 3,000 hours. I'm like, paying for like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Absolute. How?
Yeah.
Like, you can go
Mate,
outside.
I told you, full-time streamers.
I don't care. Go outside and sleep. And that's
Never.
like, and then eat. And then you should only have like 8 hours after that. I don't know. Crazy. Trophies, I don't care. I'll skip over that.
No, I want to know. How many trophies did you get?
Sorry, how many trophies did I get? I got, inadvertently, I got 397 trophies.
Ah, well done.
One platinum this year. What the fuck was that
platinum?
For?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sushi Ben. Sushi Ben. Yes, I'm so happy. I've finished Sushi Ben. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You finished it?
Yeah, you platinum it for finishing Sushi Ben.
Finish it, don't you? Okay, there you go. There's your platinum of the year.
I like games you platinum just for finishing the game of the year, Sushi Ben. That's my VR game of the year, I think.
Yep, it is.
I don't know what that tab's all about. Social stats, 9 hours of multiplayer. That's playing Helldivers with you. Campaigns on social stars, whatever that is. Yeah, that's it. All right. That's all of it.
Let me quickly brush through one before the battery on my phone runs out. So, first game I was playing in the year was Elder Scrolls Online because I played till midnight on the New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, top played game was Ark Survival Ascended. Second top played game was Helldivers 2, followed by Call of Duty. Then number 4 was Astrobots, and 5 was Breachers.
Wow.
I'm not going to go through the hours because I feel like literally my phone is on 2% battery. My gaming style is connoisseur. I think that's pretty accurate, seeing as I dart between so many different games. Top game of January, Ark. February, Helldivers. March, Call of Duty. Then Helldivers again, followed by Resident Evil 5. Spider-Man 2. I don't even know what that's on now. I played it for like 2 hours. Walkabout Mini Golf. Glad that's in there. And then on August, it says Game of the Month and doesn't even show me a game. But it says I played 22 games. Like, 22 games.
It's been a bit janky, isn't it? It's been a bit janky.
September, Astrobot, and my battery's just run out. So that's all you're going to get from me.
Well, good to know. Well, I'm glad we've spent your last bit of battery on us. I feel honoured.
Yeah.
Indulging me there. Thank you. Well, that's,
I've got a good few amount of platinums. I'm sad I couldn't tell you all how many platinums I got, but hey, join the Discord and we'll all be discussing them there at some point, I'm sure.
What do you feel like your non-gaming to your VR to non-VR sort of playtime is split?
Well, I think it said I had more gaming on PlayStation than VR, which I found very weird.
Well, ignore what that says because it's clearly bullshit. What do you feel like?
Oh, well, just in year in general, I've been playing a lot more VR this year, definitely. I've obviously between PlayStation VR 2, Quest, and PC, it's been a very, very split year of what I've been playing.
How you find the time, Reece?
Again, even with the games I've been playing in non-VR, I've been playing them on PC more so than PC. And even with some of the games I've been wanting, I've been looking at buying them on PC. Like I've still not played Alan Wake 2, and that's I want to play Alan Wake 2, and I've seen it on Sal. Thank you, Tyler, for messaging me with that, Sal. You absolute legend.
I want to buy the special edition, the disc one that's got Alan Wake 1 and 2 and all DLC, but I can't buy a fucking disc drive. Fucking PS5 Pro. Because Sony, fucking idiot, but just refused.
You're not allowed it, mate. You can't have it.
Because I know what they want me to do. Because I've got Alan Wake 1 on PS Plus already, so they're like, no, you don't need a disc drive. Just reactivate your PS Plus.
No,
it's so easy.
It's not yours.
You can be playing it now. Just reactivate your PS Plus.
Get out of here.
And you can get the Alan Wake 2 was on sale as well. That was like 30 quid. So.
Yeah, I nearly bought it on PlayStation, but I noticed on Epic it's £20 for the base edition, and I was like, oh, but that doesn't come with all the expansion pass. So then it's actually £7.50 for the deluxe upgrade, where you get so you're spending £27.50 as opposed to 55 quid. I was like, yeah, that needs to be done.
I think that is what they say. That is the PSN sale. It was like 32 quid for the deluxe edition.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Got to be done. So that's and I've got the other Alan Wake games on PC, including American Nightmare. So I'm looking forward to diving into that. But I'm committed to wanting to finish Spider-Man 2 over the course of Christmas. Whether I do it, I'm not too sure, because for some reason I've been just playing that. I did buy that this year, and I've kind of found it a bit. I've done this before, kind of feeling.
You can absolutely that game. Just mainline the main quest. Do not do any side bit of content.
But that's for the trophies. I need to. You
fucking don't read. That will make you hate that game. This is what pisses me off about trophies, right?
It's what makes me hate a lot of games.
That's why, because they just fill it with so much shit you have to do. Then everyone finishes it. I didn't like it. There was so much shit to do. I platinumed it. I was like, what the what? How could you hate a game you platinum?
Because I
You
love
hated
the
it because
noise.
it's like when you had to read English books for GCSE at school, and like, no one likes the books you have to study at school because you just suck all the life out of them, and you just like become such a chore because you're just doing it for work, and then you leave it thinking you hate reading that book. But yeah, if you just play it for
the
fun,
noise it makes, Laurie. It makes a good noise.
just turn the fucking whole system off, please. Just give me a toggle button, turn trophies off. But if you that game, I think is a great popcorn flick of a game. You just mainline the main quest. Don't worry about, because you have to do so much busy work bullshit to get all the side things done to pop all the trophies, I'm sure. And God, it would be so tedious. But if you ignore all that, it's a really fun, fast-moving, fast-paced, really fun, zippy game.
So I think this is why I enjoy VR so much. Like a lot of people go, oh, these VR games need to be a lot bigger. You know, we need like 20, 30 hour experience. No, I love these 10-hour VR games. I know I could be finished with it.
Or these 6-hour part one.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I really do.
All right, so talking about VR. This is the flat bit. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
But no, I know your point. I know you're right. You're absolutely right. It's nice to have these 4 or 5 hour games for sure, and you can actually just get through them without them overstaying their welcome. Which, like certain games, Final Fantasy Rebirth, do tend to outstay their welcome.
90 hours later.
Well, thanks. Tell me about it. It's the slog is real. But it's good. It's a good slog. I do like that game. It's funny. It's making me laugh, so I'll stick with it. But yeah, no, Outlaws has definitely been my highlight of the year in Asher, but I think it's been a great year. PlayStation, Final Fantasy as well. Helldivers, there's been so many good games that have come out. I think PS5's had a great year. Switch has been just totally like meh for me. I bought that new Zelda game. I haven't finished it. I've kind of just dropped off of it. I will go back and get it. And Xbox has been fantastic. Hellblade 2, I absolutely love that. And if you're talking about 4 or 5 hour games, Hellblade 2, is
that how short it is?
Yeah, I think. Well, maybe like 6 or 7, or maybe 8. I don't know. It's a short game. It's certainly under 10 hours. But it's just, God, I love that game. It's such a powerful, story driven.
I literally, because I really enjoyed the first Hellblade, and I downloaded Hellblade 2 when I got my PC, just to kind of stress test my PC and see how far I could push it. And that game looked absolutely stunning. I was like, just loading it up, and I was like, seeing all the rain around the rocks, and I was like, this is just insane.
It's UE5, isn't it?
It looks beautiful.
It's a nice place. It's a very kind of narrow game, so they can make it look very, very good. And it just excites me in a few years' time, like games will look that good and be like open world games that look that good and give you the freedom to be like, because it's a very tightly scripted game, so it can afford to look that good. But yeah, I absolutely loved that. I thought it was a really good game. There was a bit of a slog. Some of the puzzles are just like overly sluggersome, and playing it on 30 frames per second on Series S also contributed to the sloggy slow motion feel of it all. But
we do love 30 frames.
Can't stand it. But also Indiana Jones. Xbox, they've had 2 games.
I need to play that.
Indiana Jones, it's fantastic. And that on Series S, it might look a bit like a bit basic. Like the lighting is kind of crap on it. So stuff looks a bit like things that just sort of pop out and stand out and don't quite look right. But it runs at 60 frames per second, which is a miracle. And for a game like this, I'm so happy because it means I can play it and actually enjoy it a lot more than I would otherwise. So that's been a revelation playing that playing that. I've not played it. I played a couple of hours of it, but I really want to get back to it. But I've been doing all this work on the house and stuff, so I've not had a chance to. But yeah, that's what
adulting.
That's what I want to be my Christmas game. I just want to play through Indiana Jones.
I'm going to install it.
I
was going to say I'm going to install it because obviously I got the Game Pass membership again when I bought the Legion Go, and just in time really, because obviously that released. I want to play some Call of Duty as well. So again, some stuff to play while I'm off over Christmas.
And yeah, people shouldn't be fanboy about it. When it comes to PS5, buying that game because the developers deserve every success with it. They deserve to sell as many copies as possible, and I hope it does well on Xbox. I hope it helps achieve tick all their boxes they were hoping for in terms of Game Pass engagement and stuff. But I hope it sells really well on PS5 as well, just so the developers can have the security they need to make more of it, because it deserves to be a franchise.
Oh, great! They're also a fantastic dev team.
Troy Baker in that game, he just could not. It's like he's doing sort of Rory Bremner impression-ish. Like, it just sounds uncanny. It's like, that's such a good impression of Harrison Ford from the 80s. So
I was watching an interview with him the other day, and he was saying about how he got that part, and he said somebody asked him, like the creators, they asked him if they could do like a similar voice, and he basically said, I can tell you loads of other people that can do a better voice than me for Indiana Jones, but they was like, oh, can you just send us over a clip, a voice note of you doing the voice anyway? And he's like, okay, as long as it doesn't go anywhere between us or something along the lines. And he ended up getting casted for the part. Even they didn't even want to hear the other two people because they just wanted him. But yeah, no, every trailer I've seen, everything I've seen in that game, it just looks so good. It really does.
Yeah, and you'll be able to play on PC as well, won't you? So
yeah, I'm going to dive into that, definitely. I need to install it.
Yeah. So, future of flat game awards we had this week. Witcher 4. Fuck, I'm so excited for that game. CD Projekt Red.
Witcher 4.
Yeah, they're like my favorite developer, CD PR. The Witcher 3 was my favorite game. Then
that trailer.
Yeah, it's just, I love Ciri as a character. I think she's brilliant.
Yep.
She's so cool. I can't wait to play that game.
Looked really good.
Hope it's probably going to be, well, there was a year ago I did a thing with some interviewing the devs, and they were saying that they were trying to move away from a long release and then revealing game and then be years and years to release.
Take their time on it.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping.
Couldn't care less.
I'm hoping 2026, late 2026, 2 years from now at least. I mean, maybe even be 27. It seems like something will sort of rounding up the generation.
A year or two ago, they said they were working on the new Witcher project. I feel like it was like a year or two ago they announced that. So it's already been in a good bit of work. So, I mean, maybe 2026, 2027. But either way, yeah, let them cook. I don't want them to release something and have to feel like how they did with Cyberpunk. I don't want them to have to feel like, okay, we've got to rush to fix our errors, our mistakes. Well, no, but
share price is worth too much now.
Well, that's the thing. I don't necessarily think that wasn't them that did that. That was probably the publisher that wanted them to push that out, because it wasn't self-published, was it? It was Warner Brothers?
Is that
Warner Brothers? I can't remember who published it, but I feel like it was the publisher more that was pushing it out. They had too many delays and they kind of need to see money back on their investment, and it just went the complete wrong way, didn't it?
Yeah, well, they're doing this in Unreal Engine as well, so hopefully it's less like bugs at launch, it's less of a disaster at launch.
I mean,
Cyberpunk really was a disaster.
Cyberpunk was Unreal as well.
No, that was their own. They made their own engine for that.
Pardon?
100%. Yeah, they used their own engine for that.
It's their own engine? I thought it was Unreal. Damn.
Yeah, that's their own thing. But they've ditched it they just got it working brilliantly, fully patched by the time Phantom Liberty came out, and then they're like, yeah, we're not using that anymore.
But then obviously they're working on another Cyberpunk game as well, ain't they? So,
But Witcher 4 though, it looks so good. Great trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a cinematic trailer. It doesn't really tell us what the game is going to be like quality wise.
That was enough.
yeah, it told us the setting and the character. And other standout for me, Intergalactic, Naughty Dog's new game. Very predictable there for me, but I'm just so pleased to see Naughty Dog with something new. It's been so long now. It's been like the whole. We had Last of Us. Was their last new?
Well, I thought it was going to show. I thought it was going to show us maybe Last of Us Part 2 remastered or like remake or something like that. Because you've got the remaster, haven't you? I thought it was going to show us Part 2 remake, because they haven't done a remake of Part 2 yet.
Don't be silly.
I jest, of course.
They went for the whole PS4 generation without any new IP, right? Am I all right thinking that? Because Last of Us was a PS3 game. Last of Us was PS3 game, so we had Last of Us 2, we had Uncharted 4.
Then
and Lost Legacy, fantastic game. People should check that one out. But yeah, so we just have more Uncharted and more.
Which again, not complaining
about. But yeah, it seems like. Yeah, I hope that they're also simultaneously making Last of Us Part 3, and we get that to close out the generation.
I hope
because
so.
Sony would be mad to not end this generation with a deluxe edition of 1, 2, and 3, just as the ultimate like Citizen Kane of gaming.
And ready to release and remaster for the PlayStation 6 when it comes out as well, to keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe they'll release
obviously I joke about
it. Come with the TV series as well. Yeah. Like download for that as well.
I'm a huge fan of The Last of Us. Even my background on my PC screen is The Last of Us. I absolutely love The Last of Us. I'm a very similar boat with you on that one, Laurie. I think we both rave about it quite a lot. So I'm happy to see Naughty Dog working on something else. I like the kind of anime feel that it's got to it. Like it's got a very I was reading it was inspired by Akira and Cowboy Bebop, and I just feel like
But Pet
implementing
Shop Boys
these.
in the trailer there. I mean, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I mean, the
it was
music.
just,
Yeah, the whole vibe of it. That for me was a trailer. It was just like this is just
and
gonna be a
that
vibes trailer.
the ending part of the trailer as well. It went from this just being a vibe to it just being like, oh come on, like this looks
Yeah, and
awesome, like a kick-ass type of feeling. Yeah,
and it's cool
uh,
because they did Uncharted, and that was like, right, we're going to do Indiana Jones style thing. They did The Last of Us, which is a really bleak kind of like the road, kind of really gritty and
yeah,
dark. And it seems like with this,
zombie-esque for some people, although it's not zombies. Okay, all right, it's not
yeah, no, of
zombies.
course, with this they're going back to much more of a fun kind of bit like
Yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy
I
style
loved how they
thing with the
listed
music
all of
and the
their
call and the
games.
swagger. Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
even it looked like with the whole kind of 80s and 90s kind of VHS overlays with it, and the old Sony and the trainers and the Pet Shop Boy. It's just that whole, yeah.
yeah.
It looks really. I'm really excited for it.
No, I am really happy for that. I mean, any others that are real standouts for you that you're really hyped for?
I don't know. What else do you have?
I feel like the one for me that I'm incredibly hyped for, more so than anything else there. I mean, other than Naughty Dog's game, of course. Split Fiction, Joseph Ferris' new game, Hazelight.
Okay.
I can't wait for that. Obviously, his last game, It Takes Two, I played through that twice within the same week. Way Out was also fantastic. So I was so hyped to see. Like, I was hoping this would be announced, and when it got announced, I was just so happy. I shared the trailers to the missus, and now she's all excited for it as well. So now we've both got that excitement for this game coming next year that we're both going to be playing, and I don't know, I feel that makes me a lot happier than any other game there, because I know it's an experience that me and my partner are going to enjoy it together, the same way we did with It Takes Two. So yeah, that's got me really, really excited, and it looks really good. Like the story element they're going for, the different gameplay styles. It's just, yeah, they look like they've done it again, and I can't wait. Really cannot wait for that.
Final one I'll say then is Kami, the sequel, which is like totally out of the blue for me. I was not expecting them to come out with more Kami. That was a game, I didn't play that one originally, and I played it on the Switch, and it was quite good, but when I played it, it was so long later, and I thought this hasn't dated, it didn't date particularly well, but I love the whole atmosphere of it, and the whole, but it's just, it didn't play that, it wasn't that fun in a kind of modern context. I thought it was quite kind of backtracky and quite a slog to get through, so I don't think I even finished it twice. So I love the setting of the game and stuff, so I will be very excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I never played the original. I just know a lot of people got really excited. I mean, there was a lot of games there, obviously, some of which I was excited for, and some that I've just kind of went straight over my head. What was the Capcom one? It was announced on Omnimusha. I can never remember the
Onimusha. Yeah, Onimusha.
That's
yeah, that's the other one.
I'm glad that's coming back as well, because I remember playing that when I was younger. I'm glad to see that making a comeback.
Yeah, that's the only PS2 game I've ever played, Onimusha.
Well, this is the thing. I'm always raving about PSVR2 and Quest and PCVR, but you're right. We never really talk about the non-VR stuff we play in between. And it's a lot more I play here and there. Not as much as VR, but
like Dark Horse, you are.
Just I don't know. I feel like that game always got me hyped for quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like for me, it's kind of fleshed out the rest of this generation now, and you can think, right, okay, well, these are the games that we're going to be releasing between now and the PS6. So we've probably got a good idea now. You'll be able to zoom out and look at the PS5 generation and everything that was on it. And we've got the stuff we've already come out, and now we know what's coming out next year, and probably a bit further ahead with the stuff that we saw. And there'll be a few other surprises, like Astro Bot came out of nowhere and went on to win Game of the Year. So there'll be some other stuff, I'm sure. But you can see you've got the big hitters there from Sony, all their first parties. Now we finally know what they're working on. For the most part,
the ones I'm excited for.
There's still Bend Studio. They'll have something still to show that will get revealed at some point.
I'm still
who knows?
gutted.
There may be a VR game or two.
Yeah, I'm still gutted that Bend Studio are not Bend Studio, but Bend Studio. Sorry, just to confuse everyone. Yeah, Bend doesn't have a studio as far as I'm aware. He might do. Anyways, I'm still gutted that PlayStation, didn't greenlight them to do a Days Gone 2. And I know a lot of people disliked the game and had bad things to say about it, but I played it on release, and I had a great time with it. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel
there was
like
a rumor for
they
that.
left
There
it
was
on
a
a
remaster
cliffhanger.
of that coming soon, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was
I think...
but I don't want a remaster. I want the story to be continued. They left it on a cliffhanger, and I want to know what's happening next, kind of thing. You know, this evolution they're trying to go for, and I keep saying I'm never going to get it, but hopefully one day.
I wrote about this for Lost in Cult once. The reason I think they didn't do it is because it's just too similar to The Last of Us. I think when you play it, like the crafting, you even pick up, it makes the same sound when you pick up like a bottle of. I know it's not zombies and it's not, but in terms of kind of like to a uninterested observer, it seems like it's kind of another zombie sort of shooting game.
Yeah, for an uninterested observer, but for somebody who plays it and understands the different mechanics to the game and the way it actually functions, there was there were similarities in some places, but
as I think, if you look at Sony's first parties, they're all very distinctive. You've got your kind of Japanese samurai game, you've got your zombie Last of Us game, you've got your driving game, you've got your robot game, and you've got your Horizon sort of adventure, robot dinosaurs, jungle type game. They're all very distinctive to look at, and Days Gone just looks too similar. That's why I just think they would have just looked at it and thought, you know what, it didn't get great reviews. It doesn't really stand out less to something else, and I know that's. People hate hearing that, but
it's a man on a motorbike taking out zombies. It stood out, okay? It's like Sons of Anarchy with zombies. Leave it alone, Laurie.
Yeah, I don't know. I played it.
Leave Days Gone alone, you monster.
It didn't have the same polish, and
it didn't have the same impactful story or anything like that that would make you like. I can remember the ending and some parts here in between, but I wouldn't be able to tell you how the game made me feel or anything like that. I have no emotions stuck with that game, whereas The Last of Us, loads.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not just dwell on things.
Yeah, we'll be here all night.
Now.
We'll be here all night otherwise.
Well, let's not do that, and let's draw things to a close. Let's let people get back on with their Christmas dinners, which should surely now be ready. So let's take the turkey out of the oven and sit down and pull a cracker or two.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
What did you get in that cracker, by the way? What was in the cracker? Leave it in the comments. Did you get the little fish that moves in your hand? That was always cool.
The little fish that kind of folds up. And I'll pack out mini screwdrivers.
In the comments.
Did you get mini screwdrivers? I can't find mine. Please send. But for now, we'll just leave it there. And thanks everyone for listening. Thank you for being with us for this year, and happy Christmas to everyone. If you've enjoyed the episode, tell all your family and friends whilst you're gathered with them all about us. Jump into our Discord and say hello and happy Christmas to everyone.
Yes.
To everyone, to all a good Christmas, to all a good night, or whatever. I've been your host, Laurie. This guy has been Reece, and we will see you again next time. Until then, happy Christmas.